Yo,
Oh, what's up? What's up? What's up? Why is my computer running so slow? Don't know. That is interesting. Um, anyways, I do got a couple things to talk about for normal. I think I only got one thing to talk about, that I have written down. But yes, before we do start anything here, this is a little bit earlier. My final predictions was supposed to be done in like a week or two. So here's what's kind of happened. Um, Actually, I don't have anything else to talk about besides this. Um, I would just wanted to randomly just write down my um season predictions on Facebook. I'm kind of bored, so we might as well. And then I'm like, we can just do a season predictions video. And then I'm like, since it's so close when I'm doing my final predictions, and it's only gonna be like a week or two away, probably like 2 weeks away from when I actually do my final predictions. So might as well just do my final predictions right now. If there's any like season changing trades, injuries, free agent signings. I mean, maybe not free agent signings because all the main ones are gone. But any season changing injuries, your trades go on before the season starts. That is unfortunate for me. In this podcast's sake. But yeah, we're gonna do my final season predictions. I have them written down all on Facebook. And then after we go through these, I will be doing a bracket fight playoff thing. So playoff bracket thing. So I'll be doing my final 2024-2025 season predictions. We've been waiting for this all off season. So at the end of next season, this will be the exact podcast episode that I will rewatch from start to finish and react to my predictions. So this is an important episode, not only right now, but for the future, because I will be reacting to this podcast episode at the end of next season. So we're gonna jump straight into this. It's all written down. I have the conference, the division that they're in, 1 to 8, and how much points each team I predicting to get. There is a couple changes, specifically to each conference's wildcard spot. I had pretty significant changes to each wildcard spot. It's significant. I'm really excited to show you guys this because I compared teams and I came to a final conclusion. So it is perfect that I came to a final conclusion of who I have making each wildcard spot on the day that I'm doing my final podcast. Not my final podcast. My final 2024-2025 season predictions. So, yeah. Hold up, guys. Okay. So now we are gonna go from the top, starting in the Western Conference. Central Division number 1, Dallas Stars. Dallas Stars I have coming in at a solid 112 points. Actually, that's what we're gonna do right now. Is we are going to look at last season's standings and we're going to compare where they were last year to what I think they're going to be now. Dallas Stars last season, in 82 games played, was 52, 21, and 9 for 113 points. I think I'm going to say the points for each team. So I have them dipping by 1 point because not for really any significant reason, but if I had to come up with a reason, probably because the division got slightly better, but not really any specific reason. Dallas Stars are so deep. Incredibly deep. From top to bottom, the forward core is phenomenal. They spread out the lines so they can roll 4 lines at any time. The defense is one of the best in the league. Otter is arguably a top 5 goalie in the league. In my opinion, he is a top 5 goalie in the league. We can definitely argue that he's not. But at the very least, a top 10 goalie in the league, but probably better for most people. And who's the backup? I think Casey DeSmith. I think Casey DeSmith is the backup. So yeah, they have a very good backup. Even if it's not Casey Smith, it is a very good one. I do remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Casey Smith. But Dallas Stars, I don't see a reason why they dip down much more than like a couple points at max from what they did last season because they're just as good. So yeah, Dallas Stars finishing number 1 in Central Division, only 3 points behind them. Forgot to write out their actual team name, but Nashville Predators. I have finishing at 109 points. I have them getting a 10-point increase. They had finished at the first wild card spot in the Western Conference last season. After going in a 20-game point streak, they made it barely. They made it by 2 points after going a 20-game point streak. So they barely made the playoff with 99 points. I have them getting a 10-point increase this season. I think they're going to be a lot more consistent throughout the season, and they're not going to have to go on a 20-game point streak to end up making the playoffs. I think that they're going to be a safe playoff team in the Western Conference, and I have them finishing 109 points. I think Stamkos and Marchessault are going to fit in a glove. That first line of Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, and Gustav Nyquist is going to stay just as good. Marchessault, Novak, and Stammer are going to play great as well. The bottom 6 is very good as well. It's against Salista, among others. And their defense is great. Brady Shea and Roman Josi probably going to play on 2 different pairs. And then UC Saros is the top 10 goalie. At least I haven't been a 7th best goalie in the league right now. But at the very least, probably top 10. So they're a very, very complete all-around team, and I don't see a reason why they can't get 109 points. The point range is probably around 107 to 110 points. Probably the points range for next season. So yeah. Number 3, Colorado Avalanche. I still have Colorado Avalanche being a very star-studded team here with 106 points next season. This last season they had 107 points, so I have them going down by 1 point, similar to the Stars. They still have McKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar. Casey Smith is going to have a full season in Colorado. Troy Lehkonen, Jonathan Duran. Nutruskin's not going to play, which will suck. I don't know if he's not going to play, actually. I'd take that back. I don't know. I hope he does play for them, but if he doesn't, that's going to suck, but hopefully he does. Then the bottom 6 is pretty good, but you'd like to be slightly better. They got players like Kiwi Ransom, Miles Wood, Parker Kelly, among others. Colorado Avalanche is a very good team. Oh yeah, not to mention they're just one of the best defenses in the league, probably top 5 defense in the league with Cam McCarr, Devon Toews, Samuel Girard, Josh Manson, Oliver Shellington, and Eric Brenstrom, phenomenal 6-guy defense core, and then goaltender Georgiev. You like to be a better goaltender, especially come playoff time. But for a regular season goaltender, he's a very good goaltender. He's probably going to end up putting around a .915 save percentage. Not because he's .915 save percentage good, because the team around him kind of elevate the stats, but I do think he's going to be a good enough goalie to rack up a lot of wins. I'm saying around 35 to 40 wins as well for Georgiev this next season. I do have the Avalanche still being very good. Now we're outside of the 3 divisional spots of the Central Division. We have number 4, the Winnipeg Jets. I went from not having them making the playoffs last time to getting the number 1 wild card spot. I don't really know why I was thinking that they wouldn't make the playoffs. I really don't. I really didn't have a reason. Kind of just a feeling, but I also really had an even stronger feeling that there's no reason why they won't go from a 110-point team to missing the playoffs. They really shouldn't. They have Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Velarde, Perfetti, Nemetsikov, Ehlers, great top 6. Bottom 6, Adam Lowry, Mason Appleton, Nito Niederreiter, Morgan Barron, Gustafson, and Alafalo. Great forward core, playoff caliber forward core for sure. Defense is good too. Josh Morris, he's very underrated. He's probably going to get you around 60, 70 points, probably around the 70, anywhere from 68 to 78-point range. DeMilo, Sandberg, Poink, Stanley, and Miller are not a bad supporting cast. You would like to be a little bit better defensively, but it's so good. Connor Hellebuck is a top 3 regular season goaltender in the league, for sure. Playoff time is a little bit questionable, but we're not talking about the playoffs right now. We're talking about regular season before we get to the playoffs in a little bit. But right now, we're talking about the regular season, and he's a top 3 regular season goalie in the league. So that will really help them get more points. I would say Winnipeg Jets gets the number 1 spot in the wild card. Thank you for the kind words, Doug. Hello to you too. I did see that, but I didn't respond. Sorry about that. Hello. So yeah. Number 5 of the Utah Hockey Club. I did have them finishing number 1 in the wild card spot, but I do slightly trust Connor Hellebuck more than Connor Ingram, and I think the Jets are slightly more established. I only have them finishing 1 more point above the Hockey Club with 97 points. Jets had 98 points. Well, I predicted they had 98 points, and the Hockey Club to have 97 points, finishing the number 2 wild card spot in the West. So both wild cards going to the Central Division. That's how much better I think the Central was in the Pacific Division. Now I'm going to click on that. So we're going to go over here. We're talking Utah Hockey Club. I could totally see them finishing number 1 in the wild card, but I do think the Jets are more established, especially if they proved me last season. I do think they're a very solid team. Nick Schmaltz, Barrett Hayton, Clayton Keller, Lawson Krause, Logan Cooley, Dylan Gunther, very good top 6. Bottom 6, Josh Doan, Nick Brugstad, Matthias Micheli, Alex Kerfoot, Jack McBain, and Kevin Stunlund. That 4th line, as I did get mentioned to in a TikTok comment, that is totally 3rd line worthy. The bottom 6 is one of the most underrated in the entire National Hockey League. Defense, first pairing, Mikhail Sergachev. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He can get you 60, 70 points if he stays fully healthy. Sean Durzee's a great player as well. Probably going to get around 50, 60 points. Probably around the 60 to 61 to 73 points. Probably in that range. John Marino, Valimaki, something like that. I don't know. Ian Cole and Kesselring. Great defense, goaltending Connor Ingram. I'm expecting Connor Ingram to get around a 9-10, 9-15 save percentage, especially how well he played last season, and with a much improved defense in front of him this season, I expect him to put up even better stats. So yeah, I think the Hockey Club are going to make the playoffs by not that much points, but in case you couldn't tell, down here by the Kings, I have them making it by 5 points. So yeah, number 6, Minnesota Wild. I have an 11-point drop-off from number 5 to number 6. Yes, I do think the Wild are good, but I don't think they're going to quite make the playoffs. I think that they are a good team. The bottom 6 is slightly concerning. How will Gustafsson play? I think he's going to play great. I think he's going to get around 9-10 save percentage, I would probably say. 9-10 to 9-13 save percentage. I'm around that range. I think he's going to play very good, but I don't think the bottom 6... even the top 6, really, for that matter, outside of Kaprizov. Actually, the top 6 is pretty good. The bottom 6, I don't think is quite good enough. Outside of Spurgeon and Faber, the defense, you would like to be slightly better. And then goaltending is definitely a hit or miss. For Minnesota, last season they had 87 points, so I have them being a 1-point drop-off. I think give them like 2 years and wait until Jesper Waldstad comes up. A couple of the prospects come up. Couple of the players get better. I think they'll make the playoffs in a couple of years, like 2 to 3 years. But right now, I think the 5 teams ahead of them are much more established and better teams. Number 7, I have the St. Louis Blues. They're even about a 7-point drop off from the Wild. I'm not high in the Blues. I think last season they had 92 points. That's not happening. That's not happening again. They're not going to replicate that. I have them going from 92 points to 79 points, so a 13-point drop off from last season. So yeah, I think the division it's much better than last season. So I think that's going to really drop them down with everybody getting better. Someone's going to have to get worse, and it's going to be the St. Louis Blues. So I have them going from 92 to 79 points, 13-point drop off. For the Blues, I think the forward core is great. The defense is not very great. It's very mediocre. That's why I have them finishing this low, because their defense is not good. That's why I have not very high on the Blues. Goaltending, Binnington's very inconsistent. Last season he had a great year, but a couple seasons before that he had not had a great years. So yeah, surprise team the upcoming season. Okay, so a surprise team. It could be the Sabres, but I think some people do have them making the playoffs, but I could see it being the Sabres for sure. I don't really know. It's a good question. I don't really know if there's a surprising team for me. I mean, all these teams are kind of like what people expect them to be for me. I don't know. We'll come back to that later in the podcast episode if I remember. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I don't really know. All these teams are pretty, like, fair rankings. So, yeah. But thank you for the questions. Thank you for the question. I guess you only asked one. But, yeah. Chicago Blackhawks are finishing last in the Central, 72 points. But I have them getting 20 more points. Going from 52 points last season to 72. That I have them being so much better. And being much better, it's not all about where you finish in the standings. It's about how much better your team gets. And going a 20-point increase is huge. And so, yeah. I have them being much improved. With the acquisitions, I start with the forward core. Hold up. Of Bertuzzi and Teuvo Teravainen. Are two huge acquisitions to the top six. Defensively, they added Alec Martinez and TJ Brody, two good bottom pairing veteran guys. And then goaltending, Lauren Brossoit is probably about split the games. Maybe play a little bit less games than Peter Mrazek. Very, I would say, average goaltending tandem. It's much better than what it was last year, with Peter eating like all the games. So, yeah, I think the Blackhawks are going to be much improved this season, but not going to quite show it in the standings-wise. But they're going to get 20 more points, but not going to quite move up in the standings. Like, they're not going to move out of the 8th spot. But I do have them being much improved. Okay, continuing with the the Western Conference, we're going to Pacific Division. Number 1, I have been the President's Trophy winners, Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers were the best team for the last 60 games last season, and would have won the division if they didn't get off to such a bad start. And they got nothing but better with the acquisitions of Victor Arvidsson, Jeff Skinner. So Leon Draisaitl will have two very good and talented wingers to play next to him, so he can elevate them and they can help him get more points, I guess. And then McDavid, Hyman, RNH are still going to be very, very good. Bottom 6 is great too. Matthias Janmark, Corey Perry, Adam Henrique. What would be Evander Kane if he does come back sometime during the season. So, yeah, their team's super deep. Defense, they are looking to add a right-handed puck-moving defenseman in Tyson Barrie, Justin Schultz, and then I think someone else too that they're looking at. So they're going to probably add someone like that. Bouchard, Ekholm, and then Nurse hopefully improves in that the top 4 role, and then And then Stuart Skinner is a very good goaltender. He proved to me last year during the playoff that he's very good. I think he's going to end up being around a top 15 goalie at the end of next season. So, yeah, I think he'll be very good for them. So, yeah, Edmonton Oilers winning the President's Trophy. That's probably going to go on TikTok if I remember to do TikTok. I didn't do TikToks for that podcast episode, but that's fine. Vancouver, I have finishing number 2 in the Pacific Division with 5 points below the Edmonton Oilers. With 109 points. They had 109 points last season, so I've been getting the exact amount of points. But the Edmonton Oilers improving by 10 points. So, yeah. And the Edmonton Oilers finished 5 points less than them last year, so 10 minus 5 is 5, so that's why Edmonton Oilers are 5 more points above them in my standings. So, yeah, Vancouver Canucks I think will be very similar. Yes, they lost Lindholm, but Lindholm was a trade deadline acquisition, and they did, I would even argue, better before. Not because of him, but just because of kind of how it worked. Top 6 basically stayed intact. They had Jake DeBrusk, who was very, very good, but they didn't lose any key pieces outside of Lindholm, but they added DeBrusk to replace him. Bottom 6, I was impressed with the bottom 6 all of last season. I'm still impressed with the bottom 6. Defense, Quinn Hughes, Philip Hronek, Susie, Tyler Myers, Dearnaz, and then there's someone else I can't think of right now. And then goaltender Thatcher Demko, if he can stay healthy, he's probably a top 5. He's a top 5 goalie in the league when he's healthy. And Artur Silovs is a phenomenal backup So yeah, I think Canucks are gonna pick up right where they left off in the regular season. Vegas Golden Knights, I have finishing number 3 with 101 points. Last season they finished with 98 points, so I think getting 3 more points. But their division getting slightly worse. Specifically the team above them, the Kings, getting slightly worse. So yeah, I have them finishing number 3 in the Pacific Division. I think they lost Marchessault and Stevenson, which does hurt, but their team was so stacked last season on paper. That it's okay if they lost a couple big pieces, like they can recover from it. Top 6 is still great. Hurdle's gonna play a full season with them. The depth is still very, very, very solid. The defense still probably a top 5 defense in the league. With the 3-headed dragon, Heffernan, Petrangelo, and Theodore and White Cloud, and the bottom pairing is very underrated. Hill, if he could stay healthy, he's a very, very solid goaltender. He's probably the top 15 goalie in the league when he stays healthy. And so yeah, he's very, very good. I think the team's still very, very solid up and down the roster. I still think this team's gonna finish great this season. 4, I have Los Angeles Kings. Los Angeles Kings are very a team that I do have getting worse. Darcy Kemper, I think, is a slight downgrade from Cam Talbot for actually what he did last year. Cam Talbot did surprisingly good last season. I don't think Kemper is going to be able to do as good as what he did. I don't think they're going to start as good as what they did last year. Last year, they were like one of the best teams in the league for like the first month and a half to start the season. And then they started going downhill, and that's why they finished 3rd because they got such a hot start. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna get upset that I have a sauce, so that's why I think they're gonna fall down a little bit. I do have them missing the playoffs, below the Jets and the Hockey Club for those 2 wildcard spots. I think getting 5 points worse than the second wildcard spot. If you get what I'm saying. But they're gonna be the best team in the Western Conference not to make the playoffs though. 5, I have Seattle Kraken. I do think Seattle Kraken is gonna improve. Last season, they had 81 points. I think this season, they're going to have 87. I think the acquisition of Brandon Montour and Chandler Stevenson are good. Yes. Did they get overpaid? Absolutely. But, they are improvements. Chandler Stevenson is a very good second-line center. Montour is a great second-pairing offensive defenseman. They both help them scoring. Stevenson's a great 2-way forward. Brandon Montour will help get a lot of scoring on the defensive core. Batty Beniers, I'm expecting to take a big step up, get around 70 to 80 points, or playing great defensively. Eberle, Jared McCann maybe can get around 60, 70 points next season. Probably can get around 60, 70 points next season. Eberle, Yanni Gourde, those guys. Adam Larson, Vince Dunn in the back end. And then I think Joey DeCour is going to be a great goalie as well next season, and so is Bill Gurauer. I think they have 2 very good goalies. Not very good goalies, but I do think they're two great goalies. So yeah, I think they're going to finish 5th in the Pacific Division with 87 points, but not make the playoffs and be 10 points outside of a playoff spot. 6, I have a 11-point drop off from 5th place. Anaheim Ducks. I do think Anaheim Ducks are going to improve. They had 59 points last season. Now they're going from 59 points to 76 points. So I've been getting a 17-point improvement from last season. I think that the young guys will be a much improved, such as Leo Carlson, Trevor Zegras. I think Cody Gauthier is going to be a great acquisition to the top 6 since they traded for him last season. Mason McTavish on the forward core. Owen Zellweger and Pavel Minchikov on the back end, and Lucas Dahlstall in net. I think they made great acquisitions with probably Farabee and then a couple others that I don't remember. Alex Curran's going to play in the top 6, so I think he's a good top 6er. Ryan Strome, those guys. The forward core is actually pretty good. Defense outside of Minchikov, Zellweger, and Cam Fowler is pretty mid, but those 3 guys right there should kind of carry it to be okay. And then Dahlstall and Gibson, yes, it's not the best, but I do think it's solid enough to rack up some wins. But I don't think they're going to be all that competitive for a playoff spot, but I do think they are going to be solid enough to rack up quite a bit of wins and still be very competitive. Number 7, I have a 12-point drop off from Anaheim. I have these two teams in the in the Pacific Division being the I'm pretty sure the two worst teams in the league. Yeah, the two worst teams in the league. Next season, Calgary Flames being second worst team in the league. Calgary Flames, I have them going from 81 points to 64. They lost a lot of pieces. Andrew Mangiapane, Jacob Markstrom obviously was huge. There was a couple other pieces too. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they're on the forward core. But Jonathan Huberdeau playing in the first line is not good. I do think Calgary's going to take a slight step down. Kuzmenko is good. Pospisil and Zari are good. But they don't really have that much good pieces on the forward core outside of those couple guys that I just mentioned. Outside of Mackenzie Weegar and Rasmus Anderson on the backhand, who are two very good goaltenders, but outside of those two guys, their defense is very bad. Dustin Wolf is very questionable on that starting role, and then Vladar is an okay backup. So, yeah, I think Flames, it's pretty fair to say they're going to finish really bad. Sharks, that being the worst team in the league, 59 points. With them making quite a bit of an improvement, though, going from 47 points, 12-point increase to 59. I don't think they're going to be historically bad this season like they were last season. But I do think that they are going to improve slightly, but I don't think they're going to improve enough to be like any sniffing a playoff spot. I think that Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, are going to be great, huge acquisitions. Jake Wallman and Cody Ceci are going to be two good defense acquisitions. It's more specifically Jake Wallman, but Cody Ceci should hopefully at least somewhat improve the defense. William Eklund's going to take a big step up. Zetterlund's going to be good still. The bottom six is horrendous, honestly. The defense is bad. I do like Henry Thrun, Jake Wallman, but Ceci's not that good. And the rest of the guys outside of them two are also not good as well. The goaltending team is very questionable. Yes, Askarov will play, but I don't know exactly what role he's going to play. But I still don't think the goaltending team is going to be that good, because even if he does play a lot of games, he's still a rookie at the end of the day. So, yeah, I don't think, and he doesn't have any NHL experience. I mean, he might have played a couple games. I think he played like 2 games or something like that, but he doesn't have much, that's for sure. So, yeah, I do think they're still going to be really bad, worst team in the league, but not as bad as they were last season, that's for sure. Yeah. So that's the Western Conference predictions, standing predictions for next season. That's my final Western Conference standings predictions. We will come back to those at the end of the season and kind of compare what actually happened. But this is a fun podcast episode to do. By the way, before we go into Eastern Conference, tomorrow is going to be like my final tier list ranking team based on like what they are like. I already did this twice, but it's like a cup favorites tier, cup contenders, playoff hunt, fringe playoff teams, good but not good enough, meh, and trash. Those, like 7 categories, I think? I didn't count, but I think like 7 categories of tiers, 7 tiers of ranking NHL teams to where they are in that tier list. I've already done those twice. That's going to be my final version of that tier list tomorrow. It kind of goes hand in hand with this one, so I did that either the podcast episode before or the podcast episode after I did the season predictions the last 2 times, so I'm going to stick with that trend and do it the day after I do my season predictions. Season standing predictions. Actually, I'll be doing the playoff too, so both. No, look. Okay, that's fine. So, here we go. Atlantic Division. There's the Eastern Conference. Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference here. Starting with the Atlantic Division. I still have the Florida Panthers winning the Atlantic Division. Yes, I know they made it 2 Stanley Cup final runs. Yes, I think they still will start out slightly slow. But their team is so deep. Yes, they lost Tarasenko, Okaposo, Montour. Yes, but they were so deep last season that they'll be okay. The top 6 is still very, very good. The bottom 6 is still very, very good. The defense is still good. They still have a top 3 goalie in the league, in my opinion, and Sergei Bobrovsky. So, yeah, I think they're still going to be perfectly fine. Are they going to win the President's Trophy? No. Are they even going to win the Eastern Conference, in my opinion? In the regular season, at least? No. But I do think this is going to be very, very good just because of how deep their team was last season and how established they are, how experienced they are. I think they're going to come back hungry, do very good as well. Toronto Maple Leafs only finishing 2 points below the Florida Panthers in the Atlantic Division. I wouldn't be entirely shocked if the Maple Leafs win the Atlantic. I would be slightly shocked, but I wouldn't be like befuddled if they win the Atlantic Division. But, I mean, the top 6 is obviously top 3 in the league. Bottom 6, I still think is very good. Some people don't, but I think it's pretty good. Defense is much, much improved with the acquisitions of one of the best defensive defensemen in the league in Chris Tanev and then Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The defense is much, much improved with those 2 acquisitions in the free agency. And then I think Joseph Woll, if he stays healthy, is going to be a very, very solid and underrated goaltender. So, yeah, I think Toronto Maple Leafs are going to finish 2 points behind first in the Atlantic, and they're going to get second in the Atlantic Division. 3 Boston Bruins either finishing 3 points behind the Leafs with 106 points. Last season, they had 109 points, so I think getting 3 points below. So I think the Boston Bruins, with the acquisition of Elias Lindholm, was very, very good. I just think it's a slight drop down because I don't think they're going to be that good, but I'm very high in the Boston Bruins still compared to some. Lindholm should get probably around 70 points next season with David Pastrnak playing with him, and then probably Zacha Marchand in top 6 is very good as well. With others, the bottom 6 would like to be slightly better and deeper, but it's still pretty good. Defense, top 5 in the league. Jamie Swayman, in my opinion, top 5 in the league. I'd be number 4 best goaltender in the league, but top 5 goalie in the league for most, and you should be. And Korpisalo is going to be very good backup as well, in my opinion. So, yeah. I think the Boston Bruins, for sure. I think they'll finish number 3. Number 4, Buffalo Sabres. I think finishing number 2, wild card in the East. The number one wild card in the East is obviously in the Metropolitan Division if it's not here. So yeah, I think the Sabres, and this is where my drastically changed. I really had the Senators from going the wild card number 1 to completely dropping out the playoffs. I compared their teams because I saw a Twitter post about this guy saying that he doesn't think they're a playoff team. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's compare them to the Sabres. Sabres team is much more deep. And the defense is better. Same thing with the Islanders and Lightning. And maybe not Capitals, but you could make an argument for the Capitals as well. So, yeah, the Sabres making the playoffs. I have the Sabres ending their 16-year no playoff drought and making the second wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Are they going to do anything in the playoffs? Probably not. But it's not impossible. I'll be very, very shocked, though, because they're probably going to face the Devils, in my opinion. As you can see, I have them winning the Eastern Conference. But, yeah. That's, that 99 points for the Sabres. I think the forward core is so freaking good. The top 6 is very, very good. Not, like, among the best, per se. But I do think it's very, very good. The bottom 6 is so severely underrated. It's crazy. The power play is going to be phenomenal. The penalty kill is going to be absolutely fantastic as well. UPL, I think, is going to get around 910, 915 save percentage again. And Devin Levi is a very, very good backup as well. So, yeah. Tampa Bay Lightning being the best team that didn't make the playoffs out of the Eastern Conference. I think the best team that didn't make the playoffs in the entire league, actually. Tampa Bay Lightning. It doesn't help that they're basically a one-line team with Gunsel, Point, and Kucherov at the top line. Outside of that, they don't really have much. Like, they obviously have good pieces, but you would like to see more if you want to make the playoffs, in my opinion. Yes, it has them making the playoffs, but that's strictly because of the power play, that one line, and Bassey. I don't think those 3 things solely are probably going to make the playoffs on second thought. So, yeah, I think that's facts. I think they are a one-line team, really. In the defense, yes, I know Mikhail Sergachev was hurt for most of last year, but he still hurt when he left. I think the defense is slightly concerning. I think Vassy will be good, yes, but I don't think he's going to be quite good enough to carry this team to a playoff spot, especially how strong the Eastern Conference is. Number 6, I have Ottawa Senators. I have them getting 92 points, so being the second best team in the Eastern Conference to not make the playoff. I think they're still a very good team. The forward core is pretty good. The top 6 is good. The bottom 6, you would like to be slightly better, but it's not bad. The defense outside of Jake Sanderson and Thomas Chabot is kind of mid. I'm not going to lie to you. Nick Jensen's a good defensive defenseman, but you'd like to be slightly better. Linus Ullmark, yes, is a top 10 goalie in the league, but with how mediocre that defense is outside of Sanderson and Shabbat, it doesn't really help him. And he's been in front of such a good Boston Bruins team that he's going to be in for a rude awakening, I'm not going to lie. And also that the fact that I knocked the Red Wings for the same thing. Yes, I know they have two good defensive pieces, and they have Nick Jensen, who's a very good defenseman, and they have a couple other good pieces too, better than the Red Wings. But if I knock them for only having one or two good defensive players on their team, kind of gotta deduct some points to them for that same reason. Yeah, number 7, hot take. I also said this in yesterday's podcast episode, I believe. You're one of the recent ones. I think it was yesterday's podcast episode. Yeah, it definitely was. I have the Montreal Canadiens finishing over the Red Wings. The Red Wings finishing last in the Atlantic. I think the Canadiens' top 6 is just as good, pretty even. Bottom 6, I would slightly give the Red Wings. Defense, Canadiens, honestly, I'll go as far as say blows them out the water defensively, because Mo Seider is not as good as the entire Montreal Canadiens defensive core, because Mo Seider cannot make the whole entire defensive core good just because he's good. Not saying he's not good. He's probably going to get around 70 plus points next season. But he can't carry the entire defensive core because he only plays at one pairing, not all three. And so, yeah. I think Mike Matheson, Lane Hudson, Dennis Savard, there's one other I'm pretty sure it's really good that I'm forgetting about too on the defensive core is much better than Mo Seider playing on one pairing, and the other two pairings suck. So yeah, and Samuel Monboat, I would even go as far as to say I would take him slightly more than Cam Talbot. So yeah, the Canadiens getting 85 points, going from 76 points last season, going up to 85 points, and finishing 1 point above the Detroit Red Wings, who I have coming up next. So top 6 is very good. Bottom 6, you'd like to be better, but it's okay. Defense outside of Mo Seider is bottom 5 in the league, including Mo Seider, but outside of Mo Seider is trash. Cam Talbot is a good goaltender, but he's not good enough to cover up the defensive problems. So yeah, the Red Wings finishing last in the Atlantic, and their shooting percentage of goals expected, whatever that's called, goals scored above expected, something, I don't know. Basically their shooting percentage was ridiculously high last season, and I don't think they're going to be able to replicate that. And with that incredible shooting percentage and luck, they still didn't make the playoffs. So there's no reason why they should make the playoff this season with losing a player like Jake Wallman on the defensive end. So, yeah. I don't know. What did I just click? I think I just clicked something by accident. It's fine. So, yeah. I think they're going to finish first in the Atlantic. But I do think they'll be very competitive. Connor McDavid to the Wildy Blackhawks. Would that make them instantly cup contenders? No. Connor McDavid is very good. But you can't just get... Maybe to the Wild, because he would probably play as Kaprizov, and that would be nasty. I don't think they would be necessarily cup... I mean, they might be. I don't know. It depends. Blackhawks, probably not, because you would like to get more depth and much better defense and goaltending, even for that matter, if you want to win the cup. But the Wild, possibly. Okay, so, yeah, that's that. Last, division, Metropolitan Division. Okay, number 1, I have them being the best team in the regular season, Eastern Conference. Second best team in the league. Best team in the league during the regular season. New Jersey Devils. I think the top 6 is super, super good. The bottom 6 is very, very good. One of the best bottom 6s in the league. We all know they could score. Added much needed defensive pieces. The defense is very good, very deep. And they have arguably a top 10 goalie in the league in Jacob Markstrom, a very, very good goalie. I don't think he is a top 10 goalie in the league, but he's right around that range, probably around the 11 to 12 range. Best goalies in the league. So yeah, I think this team is very, very good and very, very deep. To the Rangers, they won yes, they did win the Metropolitan Division, but they won the President's Trophy last season, which is the most points in the regular season. do think they're going to go from 114 points to 110. 4-point dropout, just because I think the Devils are just that much better, in the division I think that's slightly better. But yeah, the top 6 is still very good. The bottom 6 is pretty good outside of Capocacco. And then the defense is pretty good. Jacob Trouba to take a lot of penalties, but he's still good. And Igor Shesterkin's the best goalie in the league, in my opinion. They're always going to be good with him in net. I think they're going to be very good and competitive team, competing for the cup for sure, but I think they'll be slightly worse than the Devils than the regular season at least. 3, Carolina Hurricanes with 107 points. I think Rod Brind'Amour is one of the best regular season coaches in the league. Top 5 best regular season coaches in the league currently, probably, I would say. The depth still very deep. The very deep team, the top 6 is very good. The top 5 defense in the league, probably. Anderson and Kochetkov, when they both stay healthy, is a very, very, very good goaltending tandem, in my opinion. So, yeah. I think we'll finish number 3. Number 4, the number 1 wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference next season for me is the New York Islanders with 100 points. Full season, Patrick Waugh behind the bench, very, very good goaltender. Yeah, he was a very, very good goaltender, top 3 goaltender of all time, probably. But very, very, very good coach. They were so much better with him behind the bench. And if they got some more bounces to go in that first round, they would have maybe even beat the Hurricanes. Probably not, but it was possible. You're welcome, by the way, Doug. So yeah. So as I say, Islanders. Okay, yeah. And they have arguably a top 5 goalie in the league, at the very least a top 10 goalie in the league. In Ilya Sorokin, when he stays fully healthy, he's on his A game. He's a top 5 goalie in the league. And probably a top 5 goalie tandem in the league, possibly even top 3. Probably top 3 best goalie tandem in the league. And with Sorokin and Varlamov, the defense is arguably top 5 in the league. Probably maybe top 5 in the league, at the very least top 6 or 7 in the league. Very, very, very good defensive core. The top 6 is good. The bottom 6 you like to get slightly deeper, but it's still very good. I finished number 1 in the Eastern Conference. 5, right outside the playoff spot, Washington Capitals. I think the Washington Capitals are probably top 10 defense in the league, I would say. The forward core is very mid. Thank you for the kind words. The forward core is very mid. The goaltending tandem is actually very good, though, Lundgren and Thompson, but, yeah. I think that's what they finished. 6-6 Penguins outside of the big Erik Karlsson and Chris Letang. Just mid outside of those 2 guys, Letang and Karlsson. Outside of Crosby and Malkin on the forward core, the team's mid. Jarry's mid. He's probably going to get traded. Nedeljkovic is a good backup, possibly starter. He's probably going to end up being a starter. So, yeah, I think they're going to finish 83 points. I could see them finishing even worse. But, yeah. But Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and Karlsson are going to carry that team to getting 83 points. Philadelphia Flyers are getting 79 points, even with the acquisition, the addition of Matvei Michikov. I think they're going to decline last season. I think with a fluke. They had 87 points last season. I think they're going to go down to 79 points and get an 8-point decrease. Oh, yeah, my mic did unplug for a little bit. I was confused. Yeah, that's why I cut out, because my mic unplugged by accident. So, yeah, I think that the Flyers will decrease. I think John Tortorella will kind of carry this team, getting 79 points. Their defensive core, especially outside of Cam York, but even with him, it's trash. Goaltending tandem is probably a bottom 5 goaltending tandem in the entire NHL. The forward core does not help at all, so yeah, the team's pretty mid. Columbus Blue Jackets are finishing number 8 in the Metropolitan Division with 69 points. I think their top 6 is okay. Johnny Gaudreau, I don't think is going to have that big of a bounce back here, but a little bit maybe. Bottom 6 is not good. Defense is very bad outside of David Jiricek and Zach Werenski. If Zach Werenski can stay healthy, has injury problems, and David Jiricek's going to play in the top 4 role. But outside of those 2 guys, and even including those guys, but especially outside of those 2 guys, it's trash. Goaltending tandems, at the very least, the top 10, probably like top 7 worst in the league, but I would say top 5 worst goalie tandem in the league. So, yeah, That's where they're going to go. Now it's time to predict the NHL playoffs. Okay. I have to click customize the bracket. You customize this bracket or something like that, like I did last time. I'm either gonna upload the TikToks today or tomorrow. I'm probably actually gonna upload these TikToks this time because these are actually gonna probably be good TikToks. Because they're gonna be a couple of hot picks in here. It's probably gonna be very similar to last time playoff spot, but I'm gonna be like big upset in my final 2025 playoff predictions for the NHL or something like that. So hopefully it gets popular. So yeah. Next. Next. What is this? Who is this, bro? I gotta back it up. Back it up. And now it's a waiting game. This is how you know it's unedited, because if this was unedited, you would just skip this all. So, thank you for the kind emojis, I guess. Yeah, thank you for the kind emojis. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, we're gonna, like, go to a different bracket template. So you can try to get all the NHL teams. Okay, maybe. Yeah, this is definitely clearly unedited. I mean, it's live. Kind of can't edit a live thing. Anyways, so yeah, we are going to try to find a different template so we can edit this with all the NHL teams, so we can get the 16 teams that I want. Yeah. Don't know why I did all that, but yeah. We're gonna do all NHL team bracket, and then we're just gonna put the 16 teams that I want in it. Because, you know, all the logo, then I'm going to customize this bracket and put the 16 teams that I want in it. Okay, maybe sometime today. Doesn't help, because yes, it sucks, but it doesn't help with the fact that this takes forever to load. Like, it doesn't help anything, so it makes it take, like, at the very least 2 times as long. So yeah, that really doesn't help. Yeah. Hold up. Ha. Okay, so I just going clearly. Are there all the NHL teams? I think so. I see my favorite team in there, so I mean that's all that matters. No, I'm kidding. My team's the only team that matters, guys. Yes. Totally. Makes sense. There are 31 images that will be available in this bracket. Template 32 spots in each side. Each side? Okay, so you can change the bracket size on next screen. How do I change the bracket? What have we been down here for like 10 minutes trying to get this figured out? Maybe not 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, so we are going to. So this is a Western Conference. So we're gonna do. Why is Dallas gonna be all over here? So I could gotta. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug my monitor while I drag these over. So if you chat, I'm not gonna be able to see until I plug it back in. So hold up. Yo, that's chats. That is chats. So I'm not gonna be able to read your chat for a second, but okay. So Dallas Stars versus who's gonna finish that wild card numbers away? It'd be number 1, so it'd be Jets. That would be a pretty good series. I can't say anything about who I think's gonna win and why until the actual thing starts. Be Nashville and Colorado, same thing as last time. I think this will also be a very good matchup. All these would be a good matchup, to be fair. It'd be Edmonton Oilers versus the Hockey Club. That'd also be a very good match. Arizona Coyotes logo, but it is the Utah Hockey Club. Just use your brain and imagine. Figure it out. Okay. So next it'd be the Canucks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay. Florida Panthers versus the wildcard #1 out of the East. It would be that would be a fire series. Battle of the goaltending. For sure. It would be okay, so Toronto and Boston, but Toronto would have home ice advantage this time instead of last season. In this case scenario, apparently they do not want this to happen. Where'd the Leafs go? Bruh. That makes me mad. That makes me very sad. Actually, very, very sad. We'll have to do what we did last time. I'm going to have to backtrack. And then we'll have to go back here with blank spaces. And we're going to have to speed run. And we're going to have to go boom, boom, boom. Team there, team there, team there. Yeah. It'll make more sense when we get there. If you got chatted, I'm sorry. I can't read it right now. I already explained this, but in case you didn't hear it, it's something, I don't know. Not much to talk about with this loads here. I'm going to stand on my microphone because they're changing colors. Oh, so I have to change it now. So I'm just going to get rid of this T because we don't care. Now it's Now it's just bracket. It without the T. I should have just added like an exclamation point or something. That would make more sense, but. Okay. Speed run. Jet, Blazer Jet, thank you. Trying to speed run this, you're not helping. Jet, you're not helping. Jet's logo is not helping me speed run this. Okay. Bro, what? Oh my god, you are not helping. Just go where I tell you to go. Thank you. It shouldn't be as complicated. Okay. Avalanche. Boom, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Edmonton Oilers. Arizona Coyotes. What just opened? What the heck? It's message dialogue. What is this? Leave. Thank you. Hockey club. Just imagine. What is happening? No, don't cancel. What is this? Stop. Anyways, I would just okay. Canucks Knights. Western Conference has been speed runned. Yes, I don't know if that's a word, but it is now. It is now a word. Panthers. Here are the Panthers. Maybe the Islanders. Toronto. Let's not disappear this time. Boston. Thank you. That didn't disappear this time. For now, at least. Yep. Devils and the Sabres. That'll be a fire series too. Rangers and Hurricanes. Half bracket size? Yeah, no, half it. Oh, should I half it again? No, I shouldn't. We're gonna have to do this again. Or should I have this like confirmed so we submission? Oh my gosh, I just shouldn't even done that. It's not even a big deal. Bruh. Now just all NHL team brack. That's what it's come down to. I can't tell if this is embarrassing or awkward. I can't tell. It's both, actually. For real, though. It's awkward and embarrassing at the same time. What's going on right now? Did it half? It didn't half. It's taking so long to load. Why is it taking so long to load? I just hurting my brain. Thank you. Not thank you, actually. You didn't do anything. Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. You didn't. Bruh. Okay. Actually, no, it did. It did. Okay, I don't care. I'm not wasting any more time. The Dallas Stars. It's so annoying because if I make one mistake, I have to start it all over again, and that's frustrating. I have to make 100% sure. No, oh, I got so scared. I thought I'd place in the final or something, and that would make me so mad. Okay, over to the Eastern Conference side here. Florida, Islanders, Toronto, Boston, New York would be right here. I just saw them before. New Jersey is what it is. New Jersey, Buffalo, Carolina. Okay, we finally did it. We did it. Congratulations to me. I know. Round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, let me unplug my mouse real quick, and then let me plug my monitor back in. Hold up. Just give me a little bit of a minute. Makes me sound like I want half a minute or something, which would be 30 seconds. Give me a little bit of a minute. Give me 15 seconds. Just a little bit of a minute. If that makes sense. This USB cord is not helping. Okay. We're back. Okay, you guys can chat now and I'll be able to read it. Okay. Okay, that took 15, 20 minutes. I think took 20 minutes. Okay. So now we're gonna actually do it. What we're supposed to do. It's playoffs for next season's predictions. Final. So yeah. You're going to do that. Starting with the Dallas Stars for the Winnipeg Jets. I think it'll be Villa's very similar story to last season. Hunter Hellebuck played terrible. I think terrible is a bit of an understatement for how bad he played last season. His defense played terrible as well. And the Stars are so established, have so much experience, and are very, very good. I think they're going to take them down. And if they play like last season, it's going to be in 5, probably a sweep. If they play better, it'll be in 6 games. So I'm going to say the Stars take them down in 6 games. Because I do think they're going to play better. I don't think they're going to play like that again last season, like they did last season. If they do, that's really concerning. But yeah, I think it's going to be the Stars. Predators and the Avalanche. I think the Predators are going to take this in 6 games. I think either way, because I think the depth's better. Top 6 might not be as good. Defense might not be as good. Goaltending is much better. So I'm actually going to say 7 games, okay? Avalanche is actually very good, too. But I think the Predators will still take this in 7 games. Edmonton Oilers in the Hockey Club. I'm taking the Oilers in 5 games. I think the Hockey Club is a very, very good team. They're going to be very competitive in every single game they play. But the Oilers have much better top 6. Actually pretty even bottom 6. Hockey Club is very good bottom 6. Defense is even. Goaltending is even too. But I'll give the Oilers because the offense is so much better. Canucks, I think I'm going to take over the Knights. This series would be great. I think it's going to go to 7 games, but I think the Canucks are slightly going to get an edge over them. Give them the edge. Panthers and Islanders are going to be definitely a goaltending battle, but I think Panthers are going to win in like 6 games. I think the forward core is better. The defense is pretty similar. And goaltending, I would give a slight of edges to the Panthers, I think. And so Gary Bobrovsky, very even series, but I would say 6 for Panthers. Leafs and the Bruins. I think the Leafs will win in 7. I think the Leafs and the Bruins are going to 7 games, and I think the Leafs win it in Toronto. But yeah. Devils and the Sabres. I think the Devils win their series in 6. I think the Sabres are going to put up a very, very good fight. Same thing as UPL. But I do think Devils are going to take them out. I think Rangers are going to beat the Hurricanes in 6 games. I think the Rangers, oh my goodness, have much better star power, and I think that really elevates them. I think they have a better goaltender. Pretty even defense, maybe slightly worse defense than the Hurricanes, and offense I would give to the Rangers. But so yeah, Stars and the Predators. I made this prediction last time. I'm gonna do it again. Predators over the Stars in 7 games. I'm gonna explain this. For the people that think that's gonna be chemistry is gonna be the problem. By the time we get to the second round, Predators' chemistry is gonna be maybe not quite as good as the Stars, but maybe just a little bit less than the Stars. Okay, we're gonna go top 6. Just as good as the Stars. Okay, even. Bottom 6, maybe slight edge to the Stars. Defense, even. Goaltending, even. Who's gonna play better? Saros, Andre. Again, I'm not gonna say that he's gonna play necessarily better than Andre per se, but I do think that the Predators. It's a kind of a gut feeling, and I don't think it's gonna be back-to-back Western Conference Finals. So I do think it's going to be Predators, and whoever wins is Oilers and Canucks series. So yeah, that should be going on TikTok. I think the Canucks are going to fall to the Oilers in 7 games. I think that the Oilers are going to beat them in 7 games. I think the goaltending are pretty even, maybe a slight edge Canucks. Defense, pretty even, maybe a slight edge Canucks. Offense, Oilers by quite a decent amount. So I think we get the Oilers in 7 games, similar to what they did last year, but the Oilers are even better on paper. So yeah. Panthers leads it to this is probably my biggest upset of the playoffs. People can disagree with me, and I couldn't care less. You can have your own opinion. I don't care. Okay, I am going to take the Leafs over the Panthers in 7 games. I did it. I think that the Panthers are going to be worn out from the back-to-back Stanley Cup final runs. I think the defensive depth gonna hurt them. Their loss of Vladimir Tarasenko maybe not going to hurt them all that much, but it might make a little bit of an effect. We're going to take top 6. I'll take the Leafs. Bottom 6, probably slightly even. We'll just say even. Defense, I would go as far as say is the Leafs, probably, maybe slightly better. No, but let's say even. Let's say even, because the haters are gonna be like blah 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 blah. Even. Okay, fine, whatever. Slight edge and goaltending goes to the Panthers, but I think Joseph Wool's gonna be very, very good by that point, very polished by that point. So I think he's gonna be very, very good as well. He's gonna help elevate the Leafs to the Eastern Conference Finals. Devils and Rangers. I think the Devils win this run at 1 and 7 games over the Rangers. I think their top 6 I would give to the Devils slightly. Bottom 6 I'd probably give to the Devils as well. Defense I would give to the Rangers. Goaltending I'd give to the Rangers. I think the Devils are gonna slightly take them. Okay. So Oilers, Predators. I think the Oilers are gonna win in 7 games. I think the Oilers top 6 is better. Bottom 6, I'll give the Oilers. Defense, I'll probably give the Predators. Goaltending, I'll probably give the Predators. But that's pretty even. But I'll get slight edge to Sorrows. I think the Oilers are going to win in 7 games. I think they're even better than last year, and they would beat them with last year's team. So, yeah. This one's tough, man. Leafs and Devils. And I'm not a Leafs fan, okay? I'm not a Leafs fan. I don't rep the Leafs. I'm literally a Blackhawks fan, okay? I couldn't care less about what the Leafs do. So, yeah. Okay, so let's compare. Top 6, Leafs. Bottom 6, Devils. Defense, especially with the coach, I would say the Leafs. Goaltending, I'm like, it's a slight edge to Jacob Markstrom, probably. I don't know. It's pretty even. I kind of want to pull the trigger on it. I kind of want to pull the trigger and say the Leafs. I've been keep saying that the Devils are going to make the playoffs. See, this is what I like doing these podcasts for. These moments right here. This one could make or break this predictions, okay? If I say the Leafs and they flunk out, I'm going to sound like I'm a Leafs freaking supporter to the day I die. That it could not be further from the truth, okay? I couldn't care less about what the Leafs do. I like Austin Matthews, and that has nothing to do with what I say with the Leafs. I just like Austin Matthews, okay? That has nothing to do with what I predict with the Leafs. If I predict the Leafs make it to Stanley Cup Finals, not because I like Austin Matthews. It has nothing to do with the players that are on their team right now. I mean, it does because it kind of affects how good they are. But it doesn't. But it's just kind of like a thing. Like, I don't really like the Leafs as a team. The only thing I like on the Leafs is Matthews. That's about it. I mean, I like a couple other players, but like he's always been one of my boys. Okay. This has already taken like a couple minutes here, but this is, oh my God, I want to do it. My gut's telling me to do it. And I'm going to listen to my gut. I'm going to say the Leafs. I'm going to say it. I've been kind of pondering on this for the past couple minutes, and I think I made my decision. Top 6 Leafs, bottom 6 Devils. Defense, Leafs, especially with the coach that the Leafs got. He definitely focuses more on defense as well. Goaltending is very even. I am not a necessarily Leafs believer per se, but I have more belief in the Leafs than most does, and that's okay. And you guys can disagree with me, and that it is what it is. But that's my opinion on it. I think the Leafs are gonna make the Stanley Cup final. That's definitely gonna take time. That thing's about to blow up right there. How goofy some people think I am. But if that actually happens, people are going to be like, this guy's a genius. If it doesn't happen, people are going to be like, this guy's goofy. Who is this dude? He not very good hockey knowledge. It is what it is. I don't care. You guys can hate. You guys can love me. You can hate. I don't care. Do what you got to do. I mean, if you love me, I do like you. But if you hate, I don't care. Go ahead. Do your own thing. Hate. Not going to listen to you. If this does happen, though, that would be interesting because it'd be Canada would get a cup for the first time since 1993. No matter what happens here. And it's going to be interesting, but I think I'm going to take the Oilers in 7. Top 6, I think I'm going to give the slightest of edges to the Edmonton Oilers. I think this is the 2 best top 6s in the league, literally right here. Defense, I'll give a slight edge to the Leafs. Goaltending, it's very even, but I think the offense is so good for the Oilers. The experience is more than the Leafs. I agree with you, Doug. That would be good to use again because I did see that a couple years ago. But yeah, this is it. I think the Oilers win the Stanley Cup. Oilers win the cup. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that this saves this time. Remember last time this didn't save? That was so annoying when this didn't save. I was actually mad, bro. Title bracket. Blah. 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 There we go. Add a description. Blah. 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 Download image. Why is it not saving? What the heck? You're downloading image. Download the image! I didn't even... Okay, maybe I probably just downloaded it twice, but it is what it is. Y'all didn't download it at all. I better figure it out real quick. We're gonna... It didn't even load it. Like, none of the teams have loaded yet. As you can clearly tell, none of the teams have loaded. Okay, you know what? Screw this stupid saving system. I'm taking a screenshot. I don't know how to take a screenshot. Is it just this button? It's not that button. Is it like shift and part? Oh, I think it's this. Create a snip. Bro, just let me take a screenshot. God dang it. Okay. You just gotta make this complicated, don't you? That's exactly what you want to do. I figured it out. You just want to be complicated. I got it. I found it. I found the secret thing. You just want to be complicated. I'm just clicking everything at this point. All screenshot. This screenshot? Thank you. Well, okay, I'm gonna end podcast. It's been like an hour and this is my longest podcast episode. I'm glad because this is season prediction. So yeah, I mean, I kind of yapped. I mean, to be fair, 20 minutes of it was kind of me trying to figure out this bracket fight thing. But we don't talk about that. That didn't happen. It was just a normal 1 hour and almost 12-minute podcast episode with nothing that ever went wrong during the entire thing. Okay, buddy. Alrighty. What do you want from me? You know what? I'm taking a picture of this. Hold up. It's either I'm a genius or I'm not very smart. It really depends on how this goes here. Looks like I'm gonna be a genius, but you know that could change in a matter of 2 seconds. Depends how this one ends up looking, and okay, I just took a picture of it in my phone. That's fine. Now I'm gonna end the podcast episode. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 9 when I do a tier list on NHL teams. Another very fun podcast episode, hopefully. Peace!